enough of that first semi-final. Let's go with the second semi-final. Not quite as entertaining, but I think fair to say a clash of styles. Liverpool beating Villarreal 2-0. I think obvious the game followed the script that we expected.
Yeah.
Unai Emery, no Gerard Moreno, obviously. But even with Gerard Moreno, it would have been the same thing. Sets up, defend deep, stifle, frustrate.
Do you have an issue with him being so negative in a way? Because a lot of people are moaning about, saying like this is a disgrace, this is Champions League semi-final. I was a little bit disappointed that they were not a little bit more going for it.
So I'm two minds about this. My good friend, an old mate, Jason Cundy, came out.
Oh yeah, that's him. That's right.
I think he's being provocative. So nobody would do this. When we see cup teams doing this, or even teams, when we see teams go, oh, look, they went to the Etihad and got a point. Like, that's good, right? Who's going to go and complain about it?
Yeah.
What do you expect? Seriously, what do you expect them to do?
Of course they do. Defensively. That's what
Of course they do. But you go with a plan and it works. It's the same thing about Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, obviously, much more extreme.
Yeah.
And there was maybe the underside of physical intimidation.
No, but how come we have to wait the 85th minute for a ball over the top in behind the Liverpool high line for Boulaye Diaye to have a shot that Manan would have saved? But still, that was the only shot on target. 85 minutes waiting for that.
I can answer that question because Liverpool are a really good team.
They're
really good. And they're really good at counter-pressing. And that ball over the top, when you win the ball back against Liverpool and they're high up the pitch, if you want to catch them out, because they counter-press you so effectively, you have to at least be able to go through one layer of pressure before you can make that pass. True, unless you just want to hoof it into space.
True, but if your block is a little bit higher, that means you recover the ball higher, and then it's not as hard.
Okay. Now I'm going to be all Unai Emery. Yes, but if my block is a little bit higher, then they have Mane and Salah and they run past me and they score.
But that's the risk you take. You play with a really low block and you let Salah take the ball, turn and give it to Mane between Pau Torres' legs, and that's the second goal and that's it. It's over.
Okay.
So
you know what? You go ahead and say that. I'm going to be Unai Emery and say, okay, fine. We went to Anfield against one of the two best teams in the world.
Yeah.
They scored 2 goals. True. First goal, massive, lucky deflection.
Yeah.
Lucky Jordan Henderson, okay?
Yeah.
Second one, sure, he puts the ball through the legs. That's not easy to do. It's because he's Mo Salah and Mane was this close to being offside.
Okay, Unai, except that your plan was to push them wide, of course, and to block the central area.
And we make density in the center, as you like to say.
Where does the second goal come from? The center. So even your plan that you thought was perfect, even that, if you concede 2 goals,
a millimeter more and Mane is offside.
But he's not offside, and they go through the middle to score you that goal. But listen, I love Unai and what he's done so far. This obstacle was just too high.
Well, it's not over yet.
It is. It is.
I genuinely do not.
You do. There's no way they can beat Liverpool 2-0 and go to penalties or win 3-0 even in extra time.
How do you say that? Well, what makes you so
because
certain?
Because Liverpool are too good, unless they've got the flu, half of that team. You cannot see. They don't have enough Villarreal to be able to put them under trouble like that.
This is football. You need to play the games. And you know what? I would imagine in the return leg we're going to see a similar approach. We're going to see Liverpool with a dilemma. All right, do we go and stifle them and score another goal, put this away? Something lucky happens in the first half. They score a goal. After that, it's more of a dilemma.
Yeah, maybe you're right.
Up and
I
down.
like your optimism.
I'm not optimistic. I don't have a dog in this fight. But what I'm saying is we've seen stuff like this happen before. Ultimately, Liverpool are a much better team. I don't care that Villarreal knocked out Juventus because I thought, and Bayern, they were really good against Bayern. I thought they were less good against Juventus. Juventus was Juventus being extremely bad, interpreting the game incorrectly. But they can turn it on. But you have to play these games, Jules. It's just 90 minutes.
I know
you
have
score
to.
2 goals.
I love a fairy tale and I love a remontada and anything you want. I just think this time the gap is too high. It's too big.
I want to give a shout out to Fabinho as well.
Oh,
because you talk about key men on this Liverpool team who can't be replaced. We saw Van Dijk, what happened when he got injured last year. This guy Fabinho, incredible. To me, you can make a case he's more important to Liverpool than Salah or Mane are, because there's two of them, plus Jota, plus Luis Diaz. There's one Fabinho.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.